Anyway, so I'm watching The Wizard of Oz with my daughters. Is that enough of a palate cleanser? All right. I'm watching The Wizard of Oz. I don't know if you've seen it. It's about a little girl named Dorothy. A very sweet little girl, played by an alcoholic older lady who lives in Kansas. She has a dog. She's very upset. And she keeps telling, my dog. And everybody's like, this is a farm. We're working. Leave us alone. And then there's a tornado, and they all run inside, and they barely look for her. It's unbelievable. It was so upsetting to me when I was a kid to see this movie. Because Auntie Anne's like, Dorothy! Okay, it. And she just goes right inside, bolts the door. Unbelievable. So Dorothy goes up to Oz. So here's the thing. I was watching the other night. There's this one moment that really stunned me. It's when Ray Bolger played the Scarecrow. He just got ripped apart by flying monkeys. And he's very upset. And he has this performance that's way over the top, even for this movie. Do you remember that moment the Tin Man comes over? What happened? And he's like, well, first they tore my arms off, and they threw them over there. And then they tore my legs off, and they threw them over there. And I've seen this movie 1,000 times. But for some reason this time, that moment made me go, whoa, that was a lot. And I started to wonder if Victor Fleming, the guy who directed The Wizard of Oz, if he had a moment during the filming of the movie where he was like, I think I gotta have a word with Ray. Because that's getting to be a lot. All right, let him do another one. Okay, action. What happened? Well, first they tore my arms off, and they threw them over there. And then they tore my legs off, and they threw them over there. Okay, cut. Comes over. So listen, Ray. Yep. Nah, you're fine. I just knew that if I licked her face on the TV, it would get big laughs.
Yeah. That was great, dude. That was a rolling, massive laugh, which you don't see on
fun
live TV that much.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great, that was the, a lot of stuff goes by quickly, but that was a moment I was able to, stop for.
Really? Yeah.
When I'm licking her face and people are going nuts and you're aware this is on live in television.
Are you aware of that constantly, by the way?
Not only a few moments, but that was one of them. Like, this is on TV right now that I'm doing this, and I can lick her face as long as I want, and they'd have to, come and get me. And at one point, I got my nose in her mouth, and I decided my goal in my head is I'm going to try to get my whole head in her mouth. And I started pushing up into her mouth with my nose, and I felt her go, because she was gagging on my nose.
Dude, if she would have vomited on you, that would have been the greatest moment in live TV history.
Amazing. But I started laughing right then, so I stopped.
It was getting huge laughs up to that, though. I mean, every line was getting a laugh.
It was,
The open mouth kiss, which was a little obnoxious, got a huge laugh, and then right into the tongue.
Right. Jimmy, you didn't see the monologue, right?
We came into the dressing room. I watched it with.
That was the first thing Jay said when Lou walked in. Just an amazing
one of the
monologue.
best ever.
One of the best ever.
Jay.
Wow.
From being on the inside, what people don't realize is for some reason it's what they work on last. You get Sally Field, and all day you practice sketches, and then on Saturday they're still trying to bang out a monologue at 4 in the afternoon. And for some,
and how good is
That's why the monologue is always terrible. It's always terrible.
Well, it's really important.
Waka waka.
You realize when you do it how important it is, because you get I never thought of this. I always thought of each sketch as its own compartmentalized thing. But when you host the show, they need to hook into you as a person. Because when you're in the sketches, whether you're playing whatever mountain man or whatever it is, they have to like you to get into the sketch. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so that opening's pretty important. Yeah, to kind of.
Yeah, I mean, in the dress rehearsal, the monologue I did twice the amount so they could look at it all and decide what to do. And it went well. But then the first sketch I did after the monologue was a sketch that didn't air
where I play a drawing teacher with kids, and I'm really mean, and they hated me for it.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of fucked me for the rest of the show.
Really?
I don't think you want to say rape in your monologue.
I don't want to rape a child.
No, that might work below 14th Street. Put up your...
Exactly. I call a little girl a in that sketch.
That's hilarious. Come on.
No, you would have liked it. It was funny.
Yeah.
Maybe after the news.
It's like it's like a thing where I'm saying you can draw anything with your imagination. And like I draw 3 circles and I go, this could be anything you want. Maybe it's a robot ant. And some kid goes, maybe it's balloons. And I go, it's a robot ant. I think I was pretty clear it's a robot ant. And then later I decided, and I start kicking the kids out one by one. And then at the end, I go, maybe it's balloons. This could be a pink balloon. And this girl goes, it could be red. And I go, it's pink, you little whore.
Wow.
That's great.
Awesome. And then I get arrested by the cops. But then the next sketch, everyone was like, boo.
Wow.
I'm so mean.
I'm surprised it got cut and not moved just after the second song.
Well, I had a chance to defend it. Like, Lauren took the card off the board and kind of held it. Like, he said, this is vulnerable. And
Wow.
I said, you know what? Just get rid of it.
We're leaving our flank open with this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you were in the room when they picked the sketches. No one else ever is. It's you, and who's the head writer now?
Seth Meyer. And there was a decent amount of people in there. There was, what's his
Kenny
name?
Among?
Steve Higgins.
Higgins.
And a few other people whose names I didn't know.
Were there sketches that got picked that you went, whoa, I'm not sure why?
No,
that's up
I mean, the read-through was really strong.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good material, so I liked everything they picked. There was only 2 bits that I hated that I just don't like personally, and the thing you learn after a long time is you don't have to fight stuff right when you see it.
Yeah.
But sometimes things get taken care of on their own. And if you fought them and then, you know what I mean? So there was 2 sketches I never liked.
They were on the board.
And I didn't say a word about them.
You mean they were on the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after Dress, they got cut. And
Were you happy?
it didn't matter.
that.
Very happy. I only torpedoed 1 sketch. And I felt bad because the writer was a nice guy and he was sitting right there and I was saying, this is not that funny. It's not satisfying. Like I fought against one.
What was it?
It wasn't on, so.
But you had to actually come out and say, like, I guess
The only one that I said something about because I just didn't. I didn't think I was doing a good job of it too. So
What was the gist of the one you torpedoed?
I don't know. The guy's a nice guy. I don't want to fuck his life up.
Fuck it.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to ask you I want to ask Lou what he was thinking right before they introed you.
Yeah, your heart must have been racing.
Yeah, what goes through your mind?
Well, it's really emotional because it's a whole week, and everything I've ever done that's new, I always go through.
What did I draw?
Immature.
Jimmy, let me knock this water over. Jimmy has to go, ha ha.
As Lou was trying to open up his heart for everybody.
Sorry.
No, thank God. He
I
didn't
don't
stop
know.
me.
Don't worry about what fell. Who gives a
remote.
fuck? It's just a remote.
It's hilarious.
So you're,
A bunch of jerks.
so you're waiting to
Really
go on.
emotional click.
So you're waiting to go on camera for the first time.
Okay, so you do all this and you doubt yourself like 8-10 times during the week. Like this, I'm going to at this. There's a lot of process and it's exhausting. And then you finally get to you're standing behind this door and the music's playing and there's Don Pardo's voice saying, you know, and there's this woman named Jenna who's the stage director and she's getting ready to, she's really serious and counting down.
Oh, shit.
That's
Yeah.
the worst.
And I said, Jenna, like I was urgent. I said, Jenna. And she goes, what? And I scared the shit out of her because we're 2 seconds
Right.
to me going out.
You can't do anything.
Yeah. And I'm talking to her like there's a problem. And she goes, what? And I said, I'm hosting Saturday Night Live. Nice. And she goes, yes, you are. And then she pushes the door
asshole.
open. That's awesome. But that's how I felt. Like I mean, because I'm 45 now, so anything that you let go past without enjoying it, you're a real turd.
Right.
You feel like an
Right. Yeah.
So she's standing there. I wanted to tell somebody I'm doing this right now.
That's so.
So I came out. I was really emotional and I was really happy.
Right.
When I came out.
That's awesome.
You change, like, being 45, you're saying, like, you want to enjoy everything as you're doing it, because it's like sometimes with an experience, it's like so intense and nerve wracking, you don't even enjoy it. You just
Right.
you like, okay, I'll look back on this and it will be fun, instead of liking
Enjoying
it
the
while it's
moment.
happening.
You have to stop and go. I may never do this again. It's amazing I'm getting to do this.
Yeah. Did you feel totally prepared after a week? Did you feel like, okay, I'm good? I don't feel
Not completely. And I was so excited. It's not a helpful emotion to be happy.
Yeah.
Because I sputtered the first few lines of the monologue. I was too excited. And it f***ed me up. Because, like, the first joke I said was, the power's back on, so we can go back to using way too much electricity. And I've done this before. I was so excited that I'm trying to say everything too soon. So I said, the power's back on, which means we can use way too much electricity. Because the word way was the first laugh.
Right.
So I said way like 6 times before it was time to
way is back on.
because I was too happy.
Yes, you said curds.
Curds and way, and it got nothing. And I rushed past it because it didn't get a laugh to the next thing.
Wow.
But that, and I'm on live TV, so you're thinking you up the first joke, and now you're subsequently up the second one, and this could be a black hole that the entire monologue in it, unless you know when they burn forest to stop a forest fire.
Yeah.
You got to get a firewall in here somewhere.
Right.
I was having that thought somewhere in the
I know where your
monologue.
firewall was.
Where was it? Because
when an old lady falls down and you see her inappropriate parts.
yes, that was the
the
firewall.
exact moment where everybody went. Okay, everyone got off the hook.
Yes,
That was it, right?
that was the first laugh that made me feel normal.
Yeah.
And then I was
you
like,
settled
I'm
right
gonna
in.
be okay.
You settled
I'm
right
gonna
So
be
in.
goddamn funny, that story.
Yeah.
Do they
Thanks,
talk?
man.
Do they talk to you about not breaking the fourth wall? Because I'm always amazed no one on SNL ever breaks that wall.
You mean during the sketches?
Yeah. Do they say to you, "Don't do it," or does it just?
Why would he look at the fucking camera in the middle of a sketch?
No. No, but I mean, nobody even does it. Ironically, if something bombs, like nobody does it.
He broke.
I did a little bit
broke the fourth
with
wall.
the mountain sketch.
Yeah.
Because I up so many
couple
things.
times he broke the
I
wall.
made so many mistakes because there was all these marks I was supposed to hit. And every time we rehearsed it, I didn't go to any of them. And then they would say really nicely, we have no shots if you don't move.
The whole
when you
shot,
get in there."
it was like a big master.
It's a big master. They needed me to
it
move
was a
down.
One shot. The whole sketch. Now that I think about it,
Yeah,
is a
because
huge
if I
master
had
from
moved,
across
they
the
would have had a
studio.
better shot. So
No one had any coverage.
they wrote it on the cards in huge letters. They wrote step down.
Oh wow!
And they said, we're going to do this for you so you don't have to worry about it. And I was like, no, that's cool. I'll see that. And then after like 3 lines, I realized I haven't moved.
Oh,
Totally fucked.
but your cool beard looked great.
And then I had this
Yeah, who
crazy
cares?
hair.
He looks good with long hair.
he looked awesome.
That's what we
man.
said.
There's nothing.
We're like, damn, Louis looks good with long
there was
hair.
no weak thing. There was no
No.
like. There's always like a hunk of like 10 feet where you're like, ugh, where you're like, God, and you're like, now after that sketch, I got to go to commercial. Then there's a band I don't know after that shit.
Yeah.
There was no. It was one of the better episodes I've ever seen.
Oh, thanks, man.
And after the one sketch, you laughed. So he did break
Can I
break
say
down
this
the
Yeah,
fourth
with the
wall.
hotel
The
sketch.
hotel sketch at the end, there was a huge laugh, and I kind of
Can
like that.
I want to make a point.
What
real
was
quick.
Hold on. What was that about?
The kid Bobby Moynihan, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
I think, who's in the sketch with me. He's a really nice guy, and I don't know. I just liked him, and we were doing it all week. You know,
Right.
That whole thing was dependent on me keeping that rhythm going. It was another one where I just kept just misplacing little words and up, and I felt like I made so many mistakes. But I don't know, and I was having a good time by then. I was really enjoying the show by then.
Yeah, the laugh was great.
And I knew we were close to the end, and I was feeling all this cool relief and stuff, you know.
So you kind of just let it out.
Yeah, so we're-
$7 or $150,000.
Yeah. And also they had told me this thing right before we went on. There's going to be a sound of a printer, and you're going to hear it jam, and then that's when you say it jammed, and
No
I couldn't
sound.
hear it. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, shit.
It was on the air, but I couldn't. I was just standing there waiting, and there was like this long pause on live television, and so I just picked a moment to say the printer jammed, and then we went away with really no laugh at the end.
Right.
So I'm just pounding on this fake keyboard, and I looked at Bobby, and we both just started crying.
I liked it. It was a real moment. Man.
I was on an airplane, and we're about to take off, and the flight attendant comes on, and he says, "Folks, we have a special announcement. Our pilot, Captain Davis, this is his last flight." Yeah, you don't have to tell us. You can keep that to yourself. I'm not excited. Guess what? You're on the bleeding edge of his competence. He can barely do this anymore. His hands are shaking like crazy. We're going to make him stop after this one more time with you. We live in an interesting time, you know, because you can be on a plane. You're one person on an airplane out of 200 passengers or whatever, and you're sitting on the flight, and you're 30,000 feet in the air in the middle of the flight. If you just decide to do this, you just sit there and you just start going, "Mwah! Mwah! Mwah! Mwah!" Seriously, if you start doing that on an airplane and then don't stop doing it, they will land the plane. You can will a plane to the ground without a weapon or a threat. You don't even need to do that much. You can just sit there, you just start saying, down, down, down. Seriously, if you were on an airplane and you just start saying the word down at slightly above conversational volume, down, down. Sir, is there a problem? Down, down. A squadron of F-16s will appear in the window, and they will force the plane to the ground. And you'll be in a lot of trouble. I guess, but how much? What can they really do to you? They can't make you go to prison because you said the word down several times. Sir, why'd you do that? Are you a terrorist? No, I just didn't like up at the moment. And so I said the word opposite, so I just felt like it. So, you didn't have to do it. You guys are weirdos.
No one even young people don't even consider the idea that it's a good idea to be out in the fringe, which is where good ideas come from.
Yeah.
Like, people are almost like begging the government to take over and the corporations to take over your life. Like, people are excited that when you take a picture of yourself on your phone and put it online, it says where the you were. Why are people excited about that?
Yeah, what is that?
Like, I remember when Easy Pass first happened.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I don't want everybody knowing when I went to the Lincoln Tunnel.
Right.
Like, what are you carrying secret documents? Who the fuck gives a shit about you? Right. But people used to think that way.
Right.
Cameras in Central Park for crime? Yeah, but what about my privacy? But now people are like, guess what? If I take a picture and send it to somebody, the whole world knows exactly where I was.
Where I was at that given
moment. And I can store all of everything I have on a computer in North Carolina. And I don't even have to... And they get to have all my stuff. And Facebook knows who all my friends are and what I've said to all of them. Every single conversation I've ever had is a public record in the Library of Congress. Yay! Cool!
That is fucked up.
Isn't that cool?
And we worried about Easy Pass off mere 3 years
no,
ago.
people are
3
excited.
years ago, right.
Everything you tell somebody, I think I might be pregnant, it's in the Library of Congress now.
It's forever.
Cool! And there's a geotag on it saying where you were standing when you said it. A coordinate.
Yeah.
A global coordinate
Fucking
of where you were
latitude
standing.
and longitude.
Why do people? Why would
when
want
you said that,
But we didn't want to use,
took
a picture.
But we didn't want
No.
to use Easy Pass 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That is really up.
Well, I brought up the whole iPhone thing to lead to a clip from 1967.
1967.
Wow. They're talking about the future.
The future.
The future.
What was going to happen in the future?
1967 film called 1999 AD,
Wow, that was the future.
which is now what, 8 years ago?
Yep.
Wow. Which predicts online shopping, banking, and email.
No way.
1967 talking about the future.
Fingertip shopping will be one of the many homemakers' conveniences. This video console will be channeled into the store of her choice. There, a camera will scan a display of wares, which she will select by push button.
Won't have to deal with Negroes.
That's true, though. I mean what you said.
Another part of this console is a household monitor screen, which maintains a watch on critical areas in the house, swimming pool, or yard.
I like that.
That's what everybody had a
What the wife selects on her console will be paid for by the husband at his counterpart console. All bills and transactions will be carried out.
Can't trust her.
No.
That's great. She'll buy her feminine products, things to make black eyes go away.
Wow, man. The husband will pay for her stuff.
We'll pay. Yeah, don't let her go crazy. See what happened? They even knew back then.
So part of the integrated system was that
1967.
there's a whole separate console for the husband.
For the husband
to watch over
that's
the
like
wife's
the pilot
purchases.
seat.
Oh, my
And she's
God.
just in the co-pilot seat.
I want to hear the last part
You
again.
don't want her to, have say over what she can buy.
Hold on.
Areas in the house, swimming pool, or yard. What the wife selects on her console will be paid for by the husband at his counterpart console.
Oh, my God.
All bills and transactions will be carried out electronically.
Electronically. That's funny. She could pick out her and then the husband goes, no. All right, I'll let you have this. You.
Her console is like the little fake steering wheel that the kid pretends to drive the car. Not even hooked up.
With a little fake rubber horn in the middle.
Give her a choice. You could either get breath mints or tampons.
Oh, damn, that's good.
Isn't that amazing? There's a little more.
1967. though.
67.
The future, 1967.
Sounds like it's from the 50s.
Yes.
Well, this is like the 50s or the
This is the 40s.
40s, sure.
What the hell is this?
Apparently, music is not going to change at all.
Yes, it'll stay exactly the same.
Benny Goodman will still be a hit in the future.
Benny Goodman with his hit Umbrella, Ella.
This will be fantastic in the future. You can be at the office and look in on your wife at home, and we'll have a boxing glove on an accordion. And if you want to punch her in the face for not working, just press a button at work. Down she goes. See her stagger to her feet. Now she's learned a lesson.
Rich from Manhattan, is this part of the carousel of time in Disney? Please update that effing ride.
Yeah.
What's the carousel of time? I don't remember.
That's at Disneyland. Spaceship Earth is the best.
Oh, yeah.
Communication. It started with papyrus. And they show all this stuff, and they're like present day one
And now
is
today,
20 years old. Yeah.
A typewriter.
Exactly. They show all this fiber optic stuff and these bloop, 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 spacey noises.
Everything will be buttons of different colors that flash and they're not even labeled.
It's wonderful, yes. Flashing lights, fiber optic, and tapes that go back and forth for no apparent reason. Why is it still the 40s? Could at least put on some Jimi Hendrix. It was the 60s.
This is the go-to music, though.
Yes, right you are for this voice.
What?
And look around the neighborhood. You won't see any of them.
They're staying in the past.
Yes.
We're going to leave them here.
The future will be wonderful. Look around your neighborhood. Yes, your daughter Betsy can walk around in safety.
You had the iPhone. They had the rotary phone. Isn't the future great?
The future.
We have more audio from 1967.
A central bank computer will debit the family's account the amount of purchases and credit the department store for
They were talking about online banking in 1967?
Pretty much it.
Wow.
They just thought it was video. That's all. They thought it was like video cameras pointing at.
Yeah, you'd have to actually look at something live.
They thought it
from
was
a
all
live
video
feed.
surveillance being integrated.
They couldn't figure out that you could do it a lot easier with just pictures.
Just capture a digital picture. Or,
Yeah, GIFs. They didn't know.
Who's going to be working
what
all
is that?
Who's going to be working all
GIF
these
is a great
cameras?
peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Make a picture of it? You're talking silly.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Oh, B.
That ain't
That's true.
Come on, I wanted to hear the rest of that.
Purchases and credit the department store, for example. Informing the family's home computer at the same time. Father, at the touch of a button, receives an instantaneous printed copy of his budget, the amount of taxes he owes, the payments left on the car, and so forth.
And what that pesky cunt spent on clothes.
Oh, I love the fact that just Dumbbell does some shopping while the man figures out the finance.
The guy's got to figure everything out while stupid's just pressing buttons because the pretty dresses were pretty colors.
Exactly.
My wife has an old magazine, a really old magazine, and there's an ad for some kind of silk sheets, like some designer sheets.
Yeah.
And the ad is a cartoon of a woman sitting in bed, a really fancily, and the point of the ad is, how are you going to explain to your husband that you bought that so he won't be mad? And they show a guy walking in the bedroom with a briefcase, and he looks really mad.
Pissed.
And she has this sheepish smile, and they give her bullet points. Here's
How
the
about
things
a blowjob?
Here's the things to say to him so he won't beat you, basically. Like, these are cheaper than other brands. These will last a long time.
If you could get it out of your mouth before he cracks you in it.
Exactly. That's what it looks like.
Darker-skinned men will slide off it as opposed to being able to violate me.
And you know his breath just smells like fucking whiskey and martinis.
A cigarette.
He's all drunk.
15 drinks on the Metro line train.
A little observation. We're trying to find that, and so far we got how to turn a person in bed.
Be doing that.
All right.
Car, and so forth. All documents and household records are available on the video screen for immediate reference. Also at his disposal is an electronic correspondence machine, or home post office, which allows for instant written communication between individuals anywhere in the world.
That'll never happen.
Wow.
To maintain these and hundreds of complex electronic circuits, a monitor checks all circuits every few seconds, inserts a backup circuit if and when trouble develops, and alerts the communal service agency for replacement.
The music gets scary there.
Yeah, the server was like up.
My mother's a computer programmer, and they installed a new machine called a Sun machine, like this really huge machine that they had to put their software on. So they put it in their office and plugged it in, and then 2 days later, there was a guy from UPS saying he had a part for the machine, and nobody ordered it. And it turns out the machine ran a self-diagnosis. Oh my God. Found a faulty part, got into their system, and ordered it through UPS.
Cyberdyne.
It summoned a piece to itself, paid for it out of their accounts.
It's becoming aware. It's becoming aware.
Fucking crazy.
Wow. That's
they unplugged it, and they're like, we're not...
machines order.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that is too up.
Fucking whatever. There's like Everybody Loves Raymond box set.
Yeah, it starts with they're like, no, I needed it.
Pizzas, coming to the door.
That's pretty cool.
All right, listen, we got to take a break. We got Stephen Lynch in the studio. Go to his MySpace page because he's got tour dates all over the country. Same with Louis C.K.
Orlando this Friday. Hard Rock.
Do you know what I wanted to say that the computer ordered, but I just didn't have the guts?
What?
A freshener for your mother's chair because her cunt stinks.
But you didn't have the guts.
For my mother's chair?
Jesus Christ, Jimmy.
But he didn't have the guts,
It's the
Lou.
first thing it ordered.
Right.
It's the first thing it ordered. I don't have a sense of smell, but that woman's cunt is disgusting.
Too bad
that does not compute.
Too bad you weren't brave enough to say it, though.
No, I would never disrespect Lou.
Yeah, no.
Next day delivery. I can't take another day of this.
God damn, Jim. I just see him giggling over there, and I wonder what he's got in his head, and it's that.
Couldn't fire it out fast enough.
Murder is a weird law structure also. That is not a sentence. Didn't make any sense. But murder should be simple because it's a binary crime. You kill somebody or you don't. They're alive or they're dead. It's one or the other. But the laws around murder are a little murky. One person can kill somebody, get 100 years. Somebody else gets 20. Why? What's the difference? Here's what they base your sentence on with murder. They base it on how you felt when you murdered them. That's weirdly important. They say, okay, you shot him in the face. But what was up with you, man? Like, what was going on? Like, come on. I think if you murder somebody, your sentence should be based on how old the person was that you murdered. That should matter. How much of their life did you take away? Like, if you see a 3-year-old girl in the park and you just kick her to death. It's a hypothetical. Grow up. It's a hypothetical. I'm not asking you to go do that. I'm just asking you to just really imagine kicking a 3-year-old till she's dead. If you kill a 3-year-old, you should do a lot of time. You should do a lot of time, unless she's got like diabetes. You got to work it all in. But what if you kill somebody who's like 98? He's 98, and he's like in a hospice. He's not even good 98. He's in a hospice. You know what hospice is? It's like a hospital, but they don't try to help you. And say there's a guy, he's like 98 in a hospice. He's got cancer and AIDS and COVID. And he's like, and they just unplugged him. And right then you walk in. Shoot him right in the face. You should get like 5 minutes for that. I was thinking about that today. I was, because I'm going to see my dad next week. And my dad, let me tell you something, okay? My father is not in a hospice. My dad is in a facility being kept alive. For whose benefit? I don't get it. It's just and they just put food in and just, come on, keep going. Like, what does he have, a secret he hasn't told yet? Because, look, my mom just died. She just died. That's how it works. By the way, for you young people, here's how life goes. One of your parents is going to die, and the other one is just never going to die. They just will never die, ever. And guess what? It's not the one you wanted. Nope. It's not the one you wish to have kept. It's not your good parent. Nobody's got two good parents. You have a nice one and a shitty one. And the nice one just dies, because that's what nice people do. I'll just die. I don't want to bother everybody. And the shitty one just hangs in there.
Yes, I'm still here. Another day of this.
Why? What the for the long life? You can live too long, I think. You can live too long. Some people are 100. Get the out of here. Nobody knows you. What are you going to run into somebody? Hey! Some people are even older. Some people are, you ever read about the oldest person in the world? There's always an oldest person. And sometimes you read about them because the other one just died. That's when they tell you that there's a new oldest person. Last one I read about was 114. 114, he's a teenager after 100. You know what that means? That means he's got a kid who's like 92. Who's like, please die. I'm just hanging around so I can have 1 week without you in it.
When I saw Phantom Thread, I thought Paul Thomas Anderson is the best guy working right now. He's at his best right now, and he's the best one making films right now. Martin Scorsese is a legendary, untouchable filmmaker. His films today aren't at the caliber, I don't think, in terms of richness and the effort made, and the rawness and the honesty. Just such good filmmaking. Sorry, I'm taking too long to say what I think about it, but yes,
no, that's great.
I had the same experience, Joe, of fetishizing the inside of his home in the country and the little car and how disturbed he gets. It was funny as fuck to me how disturbed he gets. And I remember one day I was shooting my show on Fifth Avenue, and we had a little white tent with some with our electronics and some under it, but we took up a little bit of the sidewalk, and Daniel Day-Lewis walked by, and he hit his head on our tent, and I was in awe of watching him walk by, and he hit his head on the tent a little bit, and I said, "I'm sorry, did you hit your head on that?" And he, without looking back, he said, "Yes, I did." Really? And I was like, my God, there's a little bit of him, and I don't know him at all. There's a little bit of him in these characters. When he's pissed off, he's the funniest thing in movies. He's like Joe Pesci level of acid. It makes me laugh so much throughout Phantom Thread. I'm just delighted.
It's very funny, yeah. His
how
frustration
annoyed
is
he
hilarious.
is by anybody who isn't his sister or a client or a dress. Everybody else needs to go fuck themselves. And yes, that this woman, by killing him a little bit every day, is able to hang on to him. That's also every human relationship. Every loving together two people relationship has a little bit of Munchausen, and a little bit of this crazy manipulation of one person who's such a white hot heat that the other person needs to cool them down and then let them grow and then cool them down. It's beautifully done. I feel like that attention to detail and that willingness to really give in to the world that the movie lives in. What is this making clothes thing? And what is it at this level? And what kind of a guy is this guy? What makes him great at this? And we're going to sit there and really fetishize that.
Right.
You start to get off on the clothes and the way that everything that gets him off, and you watch and the way he looks at her and his command of his client and his respect of his client and his home and his sister, who's a lot like There Will Be Blood, the guy that hangs out with him, his partner. If you never replaced what your mother did for you, I mean, then you'll always pine for her. I mean, you never replace when your mother dies. You guys both still have your moms, I think. My mom died a couple of years ago, and the thing that you face is that when your mother dies, because it usually, I mean, look, when people lose their moms early in life, it's a whole other experience I didn't have. But I lost my mom in my 50s, and like my mom said, that's appropriate. Like when I said to her, "I don't want you to die," she said, This is the way it works. We're going in order, and this is the age you're losing me at a pretty average age. But the thing that goes with your mom is the realization you'll never get this kind of support again, and you don't have it coming any longer. It's now your job to offer it to other people. That's a big thing. But when you lose your mom, if you don't fill your life, you only are able to handle that if you find other sources of love. Or if so this guy was a slave to his art. So that's why losing his mom was such a devastating thing. But this is his one hopeful movie. If all these other movies are a search for connection,
this one achieves it.
If The Master is two insane people only finding each other, if There Will Be Blood is a man steadfastly refusing love and what happens to a man like that, this movie is all these movies are about crazy people. They're all about madness. And I mean, the Old Country for Old Men is a whole other subject. It's about being a man and all kinds of other shit, and aging. But this movie is like, this guy found a way. And it's true that if you're going to love somebody and have them be a real part of your life, you need to let them kill you a little.
You need to let them take. You need to give something in return, and they need to take a person who's there will be bloodish in life, just exploding with ability and gain and success is alone. And this incredible artist in the Phantom Thread has this woman who needs to, but also she has this great shining thing in her, and he douses her a little bit because he takes her out of she was this blooming rose in the world, and he takes her into the shade with him into this dark world. So she's giving up a lot too. It's an interesting partnership, and it is true. You're not gonna find somebody without giving up some of what you value. Romance, a new romance, a honeymoon period is something that makes you feel I'll never be lonely again. That's the feeling you have. This is candy. This is like a fairy tale, and it'll never be anything else. And then you find out, oh no, I'm terribly lonely. Even though this is the right person for me, I'm still lonely. How do we maintain this now that that's reality has come back? At first, art is a way to keep away the feelings, to feel good about yourself, and to as a defense. The thing that when you watch an artist sustain is when they're able to take their dedication to their art past the point of romance. When you lose the honeymoon with your art, and it becomes a fucking business partner instead of like a real marriage. Then you're doing it because you believe in it, and you're doing it when you in a way that isn't just like, ooh, how this makes me feel. You'll go the rest of your life having these conversations where you go like, yeah, it doesn't work. Marriage doesn't work. And anybody who's doing it is faking it, or, whatever. The thing that I love about this movie, again, and with his whole trajectory in his career, is that you couldn't have two more different movies than Hard Eight and Phantom. Yeah. You couldn't have two more different movies. Two different textures. There's just so much that they don't have in common. Bunch of losers in Vegas trying to get a little something out of life, and then the Phantom Thread. But if you watch him go, it's kind of like you can't ask for any more different language than English and Russian. But if you walk from England through, across the continent, you'll gradually get there. From French to Belgian to German to Finnish to whatever. It's so clear the walking from Hard Eight to Phantom Thread. It makes perfect sense. They're all connected. They're all the same guy, and when he gives himself completely though to the next thing, he really takes the next step. He doesn't reuse old tricks, which like Spielberg is, I think, a master filmmaker. Not every film he's made has been great, and he likes to work more than some people do. So he just makes more movies, but he has tricks, and I enjoy them. He has a bunch of things he does in every single movie. He does all the same shit. This guy doesn't do that.
I told my kids this morning about Patrice, and and I listened to, because I told them I'm going here afterwards, and then all his friends are going to be here, and so I turned it on, and there's is he here still, Bobby? Did he leave?
Bobby's just left.
I turned on it, and he's not even saying anything. He's just, and we're all at the cellar last night, and he's just telling a story. He could be saying anything. He's like, we're all at the cellar, and what's his name is there, and he's not upset. He's not. It's just that comes out of his mouth.
I think he just caught a popcorn.
And my daughters are 6 and 9. And I'm going, I'm trying to ride the fucking volume. Ride the volume down, yeah. And they can't enjoy people's emotions about their past friend because of this fucking. And so they go like, why does he? They had to ask like, why does this person? Because it sounds crazy.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't listen to it all the time, it's like, what's wrong with this? It's beyond Tourette's. It's like,
that's so odd, because here, when he was here talking into the mic, you don't realize it because
he says
here.
Fuck a lot.
But I guess Bobby, if you're listening to it on the radio,
it's
you
insane.
really, especially with children,
right? But I explained to them that Patrice and Bobby and I came from Boston, and that there was. I told them what it's like to do comedy there. That there's drunk Irish people. I'm teaching them stereotypes. the Irish Bostonians get wasted and they sing na 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 hey hey. You got to chant it off stage, and so people had different ways to survive that. And Bobby's was, I explained to the kids the difference between, like, you're trying to tell a story. So I went to the store, and the guy there was really mean to me. Right. Nobody's listening. They're throwing stuff at you. But I went to the store, and the guy was a like, it's a way of charging through the shit. Like, that's what turns guys like that.
Explain to your kids why they can spell better than Bobby.
Yeah, I love how, I heard that. He called you a nerd because of how he spelled past.
Yeah.
P-A-S-T. You're a nerd. Like, you only Bill Gates and Stephen Hawking and Jim Norton know how to spell pass.
P-A-S-S-E-D.
He passed. That's like a caveman talking. He passed.
He passed me,
It's
future.
like a weird, it's like a E.E. Cummings poem about a dead guy. He passed. Fucking moron.
Hey, you nerd. Yeah, sorry for paying attention at school.
Tries to turn it around on Jim like, oh, you're one of those guys.
Like it was a basic spelling error that everybody makes in a long and complicated word. So this is not a PH in the middle of a word, you this is 5-year-olds can spell this right.
Yeah, it's not even like laugh with a GH. There's no silent letters.
God,
yeah.
I get the same one.
Idiot.
He spells yeah, Y-A.
Yep.
So he'll text you.
the same one.
Yeah. He's from Boston.
Yeah.
Did it happen? Oh, you got this? He wrote the same thing to you?
Yeah, sure.
Moron. And it's not a spell check thing.
No,
of course it's not.
You don't
blames it all the time.
go over to the T. It's a whole other part of the.
Yes.
It's geographically very far from 2 S's and an ED.
You can definitely tell if somebody up or if the iPhone.
You know what? You're right, and I wish I would have called him on that because it annoyed me when he said spell check. It's
No.
like there's more letters than the other one. We all knew.
So when somebody's
we weren't
defending
buying it,
themselves and they use 2 different defenses.
Yeah, he
The
also
first
said.
one was, well, who knows how to spell past? That's like a Latin verb. That's where he starts, and then he goes, oh, well, it was the spell check. Of course I know. I'm a nerd too, Jim. It was the spell check.
He also said that he was laying in bed. So I was laying in
and
bed.
it was like,
oh,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, you can't spell when you're laying in
No,
bed.
when you're laying in
Just gotta
bed,
let it
there's
go
no
at that
way.
point, yeah.
Then you're at the mercy of that aggressive spell check.
We should call him right now,
Very
man.
proactive about the spell check.
Hey, he's on the set. Don't bother him.
Oh, that's right. He's on the set. He's on the set.
Oh, he's stupid.
God damn, man.
We should call Tribeca Films and tell them you have a guy in your cast that can't spell.
Get him fired.
So,
I'm smart too, dude.
Yeah.
I'm smart too. I'm not
Fredo.
dumb like everyone thinks.
Dude, you know what? Dude, passed over, dude.
I'm finished.
You know what, dude? You're so schmarmy. You're spelling the words right. What are you, queer?
Spelling. That's his thing, is the fat consonants.
Yeah.
It's just a
Spelling.
so. Dude. He just spits out his consonants.
Oh, man. Spell. Just because you can spell. So totally dissected his speech.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. Spelling, dude. Spell, dude.
Fucking. I got a pencil and I wrote. What are you doing? What are you emphasizing? What feeling are you emphasizing?
Fuck, man.
The visual of you turning down the radio for your daughters.
Oh,
is
well,
killing me.
I always want to listen to this show, but I drive my daughters to school, and I'm always riding the volume. But with him, it was just, and sometimes I let it go.
Yeah.
The curses in the world. I don't mind, and I do it for a living, so I don't mind my girls know it earlier than a lot of kids their age. But that was, Jesus. There's no call for that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It's not even that it's like offensive.
You got to know when to use
no
those
sense.
words, right? Fucking.
Because even when he confused Colin with Bill Burr, he's like, cocksucker. He couldn't just say Bill. It was Colin. He's like, fucking cocksucker.
That's how he spells the name Bill.
If you had the iPhone.
That's what that's what he does.
Because he's so insecure, he doesn't think he exists if he's not making a big explosive noise. And he can't just go anyway, so here's how I feel. Because he feels like he shrinks into nothing.
Poor Bobby.
So he's got to talk like this and say, fuck fucking, in order to like feel like he's registering it, feel like he's moving the needle on life at all. Otherwise, he's going to kill himself. Quiet is terrifying to me.
I wish he was still here.
No, and I explained to my kids how, like, in New York, the audiences are harder in a whole other way. In Boston, it's like you're going to get your ass kicked and people are going to scream. But here, they're just deathly, intelligently quiet. It's unnerving when you come from Boston. And so when a guy like him comes, and I described a guy like Bobby sputtering and cursing on stage, and New Yorkers just cringing, going, what's this guy doing? And his face is turning red. His now bald face is turning red. And he's trying to
any place with
spin on the mic.
any kind of literacy is going to upset Bob.
Well, he also pauses too. And cursing is a way of pausing because he's too stupid to collect a lot of thoughts in a row. He picks them up piecemeal as he's going. And you know what, dude? And as he's doing that, he's like thinking, like, next, please, next, please, next.
Something to come into my brain.
He can't put silence between words.
Oh my
so then,
God,
instead of going, so then, and that's again perfect exact opposite of Patrice, who could command. And then he'd talk, and then it'd be quiet, and you'd wait for him. Yeah. But Bobby's like, yeah, so then I fucking I went to the thing, this fucking cocksucking. These are all him trying to think of what
those
comes
are pauses.
next.
It's the equivalent.
Those are supposed to be pauses.
It's the equivalent of ... on paper.
Dude,
No silence between words and no air between bites.
God damn. Thanks for the
Bobby's
laugh.
policy.
No.
We have Bob Kelly on the phone.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Bobby! Bobby, we were just talking about you.
Hey, guys, I know. I hate everyone in that. And fuck you, Louie.
Yeah, you've been jerking off to this the whole time. You love being talked about.
You stinky redheaded fucking piece of shit.
There goes with the fucking again.
Why would it hurt my feelings that my hair is red? It's been that my whole life.
Exactly.
It's the only thing you can come up with. You don't even have like a unique.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't say anything about how you look or just your basic.
You said his bald face.
Hardware.
You did say his bald face.
Well, after like a long, other acute.
And you say you didn't like me. Fuck you.
I didn't say I don't like you.
Yeah, fuck you.
I
Fuck
didn't
you,
one time say I
Louie.
don't like you. That's
Fuck
what
you,
heard.
Louie, with your 2 legs and your goddamn toes.
Fuck you. And I hope your kids are listening. Fuck them too.
Okay.
man.
Bobby. I brought him into the conversation.
And he just hung up on that one.
He said, I hope your kids are listening. Fuck them.
That's right.
Jesus.
You know, dude.
I know you're listening too now, you idiot.
Right now, what he's doing.
You know what, Dad?
Right now, he's walking away, putting his phone, and he's trying to pull up his pants like a fat man does when he walks.
There's no way. Bill Frawley is trying to pull his pants up the bottom half of the egg of his body. And they got nowhere to hang.
There's no friction there.
No, there's nowhere for them to hook onto.
Yeah.
You just got to pull them so tight that there's a belt mark in his non-waist.
He probably wrote out that rant just so, because we're just making fun of how he talks. He probably was reading it from a piece of paper. And that's all he had, so that's why he hung up.
Yeah, nothing else.
And he spelled red hair H-A-R-E.
There should be an expiration date, I think, on a gun license.
Yeah, there are.
But I think that should be the way it is. I mean, it's hard because we live in an imperfect world and most people are douchebags.
Most people are idiots.
So it's just the way it is, and it's just this thing. I don't know, when you people that live in the country and have guns, it's like a hammer. It's just a tool. It's not that big a deal.
You're right. It's like anything else. But you do have a constitutional right to own these things.
Yeah. By the way, it's the Second Amendment. It's not like it's like the 48th obscure amendment. It's the Second
Amendment.
You gotta be able to say whatever you want,
and then shoot whoever doesn't like it.
Shoot whoever doesn't like what you said. I want to be in a house saying "F you" with a gun in my lap. That's what I want. That's what the basic American rights.
That is pretty much what the founding fathers wanted.
Yeah, and there's people who live in cultures that are not gun cultures, and it's offensive to them because they don't know what it means to have that. Yeah. And, just like there's people who think that you're supposed to just parrot Jesus words at each other. Yeah. And so they don't get how important it is to be able to say whatever you want.
These anti-gun advocates are ridiculous if they can't see that a gun ban in D.C. and in Chicago, by the way, does nothing. It hasn't done anything. It doesn't deter crime. If they're talking about accidental shootings, that happens. It does. And again, you got to be responsible. You got to be so responsible with a gun. Some people aren't responsible enough.
Yep.
They're just not.
I know I'm not responsible enough to have a gun.
Really?
Yeah. I would just something dumb would happen.
I wouldn't trust you with a peach.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Get that peach away from Opie.
Oh my God, he's pointing at me.
I'm clumsy.
Yep.
Something dumb would happen. Yeah, just clumsy.
You got to know.
I would kick it and it would fire and hit my neighbors.
I get nervous with my fake gun. Like I keep the blanks box in one corner of the apartment, and then I have the magazine that they go into another. Like I don't want to keep the stuff in one.
You have to be very
and
familiar
he should
with
be
it.
nervous about that. Who died because of
John Eric Hexum years ago?
Who?
Yep. John Eric Hexum.
Oh, who was the actor too?
He was the actor.
The kid, Brandon Lee got shot.
Well, he
I was
did
thinking
too.
Brandon Lee.
I was thinking John Eric Hexum.
What's that story?
He was filming a TV series he was on, and he put a blank gun to his head and pulled the trigger.
Idiot.
And the charge dislodged a piece of his skull as if it was a bullet and put it right through his brain.
Dead idiot. Dead fool.
There's a charge that explodes when you do that.
Oh, yeah. A blank is
a big nasty orange flame comes out the front.
A blank is nothing but a bullet without the lead in it.
Without the lead.
But so it fires like the powder?
Oh, yeah. And you still get the same energy coming out of the barrel. So if something's at the front of the barrel, like your skull, it's just going to bust out and go through your brain.
Yeah.
He thought it was like a little.
Yeah, I don't know what he thought.
He shot himself in the head with his head.
Right.
Yeah.
He used his own head to kill himself.
Because he's stupid, and he's probably smarter now than when he was alive.
Yeah.
Let's go to the second part of the gun story down there in D.C. You got the candidates commenting.
A carefully worded statement from Barack Obama tonight. He suggests the court isn't saying you can't have common sense gun laws, just that this particular case violates a basic principle. John McCain calls the ruling a recognition that gun ownership is a sacred fundamental right.
Sacred is getting a little
sacred.
Yeah, get a hold of yourself.
Call it that. I say call it sacred because people don't understand.
Boy, that audio was very surprising.
Yeah, very surprising.
Yeah, exactly. Well, those dudes are really,
it is weird,
about as sincere as your apology to the Menino.
All right. Hey, the Supreme Court one day rules very liberal that you can't put the child molesters, child rapists to death, and then this conservative ruling. It's really weird.
Yeah, this isn't even really a conservative ruling.
Yes,
this is a constitutional.
No, both of those rulings are actually a good Supreme Court behavior because they're both saying, regardless of how people are upset about something right now, you can't just start changing stuff. You can't. There's a line you can't cross with the death penalty. And there's a fundamental, ancient, basic right to handguns. And regardless of the statistics of today or how things are going in D.C. or how mad people are about these, you can't change stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with, yes, child molestation is, on the rise, but you still can't start killing people for a crime that's getting particularly rampant and repulsive to people.
But why can't you change
if
stuff?
It's not murder.
Well, don't forget, why can't you, though, when this was written, this was just written by guys. Like, it's not like this. Why should this document be so completely unchangeable and sacred when it was written by, we all know, slave owners?
Well, because when you change law, like if you just let it rock back and forth and pendulum back and forth, I think it's dangerous to do that.
I think
it's good that you can't.
Then it's not worth the paper it's written on.
But it's supposed to be changeable.
There's going to be
to what extent?
There's going to be a day when you're going to get. I don't know. You don't drink, right? You're like a sober guy, aren't you?
Like a sober guy.
Someday, the right woman's going to drive you back into the bottle. You're going to have a bad night, and you're going to wake up in a kiddie park, not realizing where you passed out with wood chips on your face, and you're going to pee on a fire engine toy, and there's going to be a kid standing there watching you pee, and next thing you know, you're on death row. That's going to happen.
Yeah, right? There you go.
There's this basic line that you got to let.
I'll take that chance. The odds of those things happening, if I wind up doing that and get caught, I deserve to be put to death. Because a fire truck is only every boy's right.
They're also talking about New York City's laws, their gun laws, and Mayor Bloomberg, of course, is saying that this shouldn't affect New York City, which, by the way, is just a pain in the ass to get a pistol license.
But you can get one here.
You need to show cause. You need to have a reason. You can't just say, my reason? Because there are lunatics running around and they have guns.
Yeah.
Why can't I? Why, I'm willing to get a background check.
How'd you get one?
I have a New York State license. I cannot carry my gun in the city.
Oh, right, okay.
So I'm there's supposed to be certain people working on that. I haven't heard anything yet, but because it's one of those things. It should be your right. I think they're screwing up here in New York City. I think it's against the Second Amendment, and I hope the D.C. thing sets a precedent, and people in Chicago are able to get handguns, and I hope they make it easier in New York for law-abiding citizens. I'm talking people that are responsible and go through the system and are able to then possess a handgun.
This is an example of how old ideals carry through time. The way that dictators take over countries, they use laws. They don't do it through like Hitler used law.
He played it perfectly.
And parliamentary process in order to become chancellor.
All of a sudden, he was the head muckety muck.
Yeah, so
it was handed to him.
So he changed laws. He changed laws because he was able to. He had large powers, so he just said, "Okay, everybody, turn in your weapons." You disarm. The two things you do when you take over a country as a dictator is you shut people up and you take away their weapons. You say everybody has to bring. If you're found with a gun, you go to jail. That's a new law. We just made it up. Okay, next law, if you say these salacious things, you go to jail.
Yeah.
Those two things lead the next day you're Hitler.
And that's absolutely
But you can't do that in America. You just can't do it. You can't tell people you can't say something, and you can't tell people, well, you can, but it's...
That's why they put it in the Constitution.
Yep.
To protect the American people against a tyrannical government, because the government has to know, holy crap, these people are armed.
But it was
They're the same people that got England thrown out of here just by having their hunting rifles with them.
In their houses.
Yeah, everyone is armed. We're crazy if we think we can just sweep over these people and be a tyrannical government.
It was to protect from basically an external force coming into. I'm not against guns.
No,
either.
but also it's not
it
an
was
external
really
force.
protecting against their own government.
Their own government.
Because they saw how that worked in England, where they were.
And it's the same thing with the government's ability to punish people by death, by using laws against the citizens.
But if you have guns to protect yourself from your own government, why all of a sudden can't you change the laws? Like if that's how bad things can get, why is it so out of the realm of possibility or to change?
Well, that's the whole thing. It would be bad because they'd be changing the laws.
Because we have an because we have a constitution that we keep going back to, so you just can't. As a new leader, say, okay, no more guns. You just can't do it, and you can't say, okay, you can't say these things because the Constitution is so bedrock.
But you know what?
That's why when things change, you don't want to.
It's overrated.
I don't think so.
It really is when you look at it. I mean, a lot of it was great.
Yeah.
But some of it might be a bit outdated. It was written by a bunch of guys protecting their own interest at that time.
I think fundamentally it's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's worth defending.
Yeah, to a certain point, but
from decade to decade, it holds up better than somebody with a fiery speech ability to just change stuff. Sorry, that music means I got to shut up, right?
Well, it's all right. Look,
I'm a loudmouth. I'm boring.
A loudmouth.
No,
You're a loudmouth.
Not at all. That's a good set, and we should continue with that discussion down the road. Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't even get. I really am not against guns. I just think that the NRA is like, all right, already, we get it.
No, they are. I think there's douchebags on both sides. I think that guy from that clip who's going like, I'm glad now I can defend. Nothing's ever happened to him. Nothing ever will happen to him.
You never
But he's
know.
enjoying. I'm glad I now get to have a gun and an erection without people bothering me.
Guns are great to have. It's a great feeling of security.
Yeah.
It's great to go to the range, blast off some rounds.
I think a lot of people that want to have guns are stupid and they're morons. But then there's people who aren't. Guess which one you are.
I'm still trying to figure that one out. We all are.
My daughter is really something else, man. She runs the house. She runs the whole house. She decides everything. Like, we were playing hide and seek the other day. We play hide and seek, and we play by her rules that she invented. And do you know why? Because she sucks at hide and seek. And so she covers it with this ruse to level the playing field. And I gotta pretend it's all that she's great. No, it's shit. Like, we're playing... No, I know she's a kid, but listen. When it's my turn to hide, she tells me where to hide. She tells me where. She goes, hide in the closet, Papa, but you're gonna know where I... Hide in the closet! All right, I'll hide in the closet. Good, fine. Now I'm standing in the closet like an asshole. She comes in, I found you. She's like about it, like, I found you. And I'm like, wow. How did you figure out where you told me to hide? And then when she hides, this is her hiding. She goes over to a wall and does this. She goes, that's it. There's nothing here. What the is this? Like, this is some ninja invisibility crouch. And I gotta act like an idiot. I can't just walk in and go, yeah, you're there. Because she'll cry and her pants, right? So I gotta walk around like an asshole. Where is she? I have no idea. Where could she be? I'm making eye contact. I don't see her. It's amazing to me. The other day we're playing, this is how things have gotten in my house, okay? Here's a very good example of where it's gone. We're playing a version of hide and seek where my wife and I have to decide together where to look. She likes that. She's like, Mama, you tell Papa where to look. Okay, well, fine. So she's over there hiding like this, just in plain sight. And my wife and I, my wife's like, why don't you look under the bed? I'm like, okay. She's not there. And then she says, why don't you look in the linen closet? Okay. So I open the closet. She goes, that's not the linen closet. We don't put that in there anymore. All right, Jesus. All right, I'll look in. So I look in that. Why would she be in that closet? That has shelves. She can't stand in a shelf. Well, maybe she's crawled in a shelf. Now we're having a fight about where to look for this kid who's standing right there.
Whose idea was it for Louis to pretty much play without much? Well, no, just to have Louis Anderson as the mom, I guess is what I said.
Zach and I and John Kreisel, the really talented kid who directs the show, we were talking about his mom. Who's going to be the mom? We knew the mom was a big character, so we're going on IMDb looking at old lady actors, and nobody's getting us excited. And I said to Zach, what is your mom in your head? What does your mom sound like? Like, what kind of person is she? Because we're just looking for old ladies.
Yeah.
Who's the character? And he goes, well, she's like, chap. Like, he did that. I'm like, oh, you mean Louis Anderson? Like, and we all laughed. It was a joke.
Yeah.
And then there was a pause, and I said, why don't we get Louis Anderson? And we just all tested it in our heads for 2 seconds. We're like, if we can get him, it's him. If we can get him, it's him. So I got my manager and said, get me Louis Anderson's number. I know Louis a little, but I didn't, have a personal connection. So I called him and I said, hi, Louis, it's Louis. We're doing this show for Zach, and we want you to play his mother. And there's this quiet, and then when I hear, I love it. And I said, you're not playing a woman. It's not a character. It's you in a dress. And he goes, that's the only way I'll do it. No heavy makeup, no heavy drag. Just I'm a woman, but I'm playing me. Mm-hmm. He got it right away. And then when we made the pilot, that was the test because we didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah,
we're like, I don't know if he can act. I don't know if he's right for this. And then he did this scene with Zach, and he improvised the whole scene, and he was amazing. It was one of those things where you're filming something and you're like holding your breath, like, I can't believe what we're getting. It's one of the best performances I ever saw through the whole season. He makes me cry as this lady.
It's great.
But I mean, in Iran.
Yes.
I've always been fascinated by it.
Yeah.
They make beautiful movies. Yes.
There's a film there, I think it's called Cherry Tree or Sweet Cherry or something like that. And it's about a guy, I saw it years ago on VHS. It's about a guy driving around town, he wants to kill himself, but it's a sin, he can't do it. So he's driving around town asking people to kill him. And it's just that. It's like in real time. And it's a heartbreaking, beautiful, beautiful movie. We're sold this idea that it's this whole all over the world.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful culture.
Right.
And we conflate them with it. They're not even Arabs. They're not anything that anyone thinks they are.
Right.
There's people there just like walking in the streets with no weapons, just trying to get rights now. Like there's a huge
and no
thing.
one here really cares.
No one gives a shit.
No one cares.
All Iran has really ever said to the U.S. is just leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Just get away from us.